Many autistic children and adults struggle in understanding social cues. So things that some people take for granted, children and adults on the autism spectrum need to be taught. One of the things is about respecting personal space. So today I have some tips on how to teach your autistic child about respecting boundaries and personal space. So please take a few seconds to subscribe to this channel and don't go away. Today's topic is coming up next. Hi everyone, it is great to have you here. My name is Borde and welcome to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time here, I'm the author of Autism Kingdom, motivational speaker, and mom of 3 autistic children. And this channel is all about sharing with you tips and strategies so you can help your child reach their full potential. So today's topic is about personal space and how we teach autistic children to respect people's boundaries and space. Now, during this pandemic, physical distancing is definitely something we'll be practicing for a very long time. I made a video about it and I will post it in the description box below. The number one tip I have for you is to use your child's great imagination to teach this topic. Explain to them that everyone has a personal bubble, and this bubble changes according to who they interact with. The bubble is small when we are approaching members of our family, and this is why we tend to get closer to them physically. But when we are interacting with strangers, teachers, and people in authority, our personal bubbles get bigger, which means we do not get as close as we would with our family. This is a very important point to teach autistic children because sometimes they will not understand danger and they will treat every person they meet using the same small bubble, which could potentially put them in a situation of vulnerability and danger. Also, it could cause others to feel uncomfortable if an autistic child starts touching them, touching their hair, or sitting on their lap, particularly if they are complete strangers. So this bubble analogy can help them understand what they should and shouldn't do and with whom. Of course, you can expand this teaching by adding anything else you would like. Tip number 2 is about personal boundaries. One of the first things we taught our sons when they were old enough to understand is that every single person in the family and outside needed time to do things on their own. I give them the example when they're using their computers to play the games. What will happen if mom stands right next to them asking them for a million things to do while they're playing their favorite game? One of my sons laughed and said he wouldn't like that. So by providing practical examples they can relate to personally is when they will start to understand what personal space really means and do their best to respect it. And by all means, use role-playing to demonstrate what you would like them to learn. Now, we're talking about children, so it is not going to be perfect all the time, and there will be many times they will invade your personal space, but reminders are important and children learn step by step. The third tip I have about teaching personal space is being an example of it. Many times, due to the fact that parents do not want the children to be rude, they force them to hug or kiss family members or other people when the child clearly does not feel comfortable to do so. It is very important to respect your child's desire. It teaches them that they do have the right to personal space and no one should invade or force them to display affections when they do not want to do it. Family members should understand that it is not okay to force a child to display affection. The fourth tip I have is being consistent. If your autistic child is very young, it will take some time for them to fully understand, but do not be afraid to teach basic rules through social stories. These rules will apply to everyone in the home. If you are in the bathroom, your child should learn that it is not okay to stomach just because he wants you to give them a snack or change the TV show, for example. Autistic children can learn, you just need to give them the time and space to do so. However, you need to be very consistent with these teachings, otherwise you are sending mixed messages and your child will become very confused, and at the end of the day they will not know what to do. The last tip I have for you is to ensure to catch your child respecting someone's personal space and praise them. This will encourage the behavior to be repeated, but be very specific when giving the praise rather than just saying good job. Something along the lines of, I just saw you knocking my door before entering. That's great. Always keep your teachings positive, because at the end of the day that's how your children learn best. So tell me how your experience has been with regards to teaching your child about boundaries and personal space. I would love to know, so please leave me a comment in the section below. I would love to read it and reply. Thank you so much for watching, and here you have some more videos with tips.